Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we like to begin this lesson by giving all glory, all honor, and all praises
Unto YAHAWAH, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodash.
giving double honors, double unto the apostles and elders of great millstone. Surely do you well. To the men standing by the highways and byways pushing this doctrine, we like to say Shalom.
Shalom.
And even unto the sincere Akot, sisters who sit listening to these lessons in silence, subjection and obedience unto their husbands, we'd like to say Shalom.
Shalom.
Right, a couple of brothers here gathered together from the elders of Yahushai, Khan brother and the brother Maya Shala. The topic we want to get into today is, based off of the precept Isaiah 42 and verse 8, right? If the brother could bring it.
Isaiah 42 and 8.
Right.
I am YAHAWAH, that is my name and my glory, but I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images.
Right. This is reading that same precept here in the BBE translation and in the Easy English translation. I am YAHAWAH, that is my name. I will not give my glory to another or my praise to pictured images. This is the Easy English translation. I am YAHAWAH, that is my name. I will not give my glory to anybody else. I will not let people praise idols. They should praise me.
And also that should be they will praise me.
Right. And we also want to get the book of Isaiah 48 and read verse 11.
The book of Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 11. For my own sake, even for my own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted, and I will not give my glory unto another.
Exactly. And if we go into that word name, let's see here. Exodus 3:6. 3:13. Right, going into that word name. This is Hebrew Strong's 8034. 144. It goes into the Hebrew word sham, which means name. 13. It goes into the Hebrew word sham. It means name, reputation, fame, glory. The name as designation of power, memorial, monument. Right? We read the Strong's definition, a primitive word perhaps rather from 87,760, through the idea of definite and conspicuous position. Compare Hebrew 8064. An appellation as a mark or memorial of individuality, by implication honor, authority, character. Right? We also have renown as well. So, and we also now want to start with the definition for the word glory here, because now we're going to get into, based off of these precepts that we would have pulled, and based off of that definition we would have gotten for the word name, the topic for this lesson: 7 glories that only the Most High YAHAWAH has. Right? If you could pull that word glory here, because I have it in the Merriam-Webster here.
You know, ultimately all the glory now go back to the Father. This here is referring to 7 that's spoken of in the scripture.
Yeah, things we could identify, things only pertaining to the Most High YAHAWAH. Only He has these qualities, these characteristics. As we're going to go into what this word glory means, only 7 things He is renowned for, right? That only He has, right? This is the definition for the word glory, reading definition entry 1 of 3:1a. Praise, honor, distinction extended by common consent, renown. So everybody in the earth could agree that this is the one who's responsible or has these characteristics, right? Going 1B, worship, praise, honor, and thanksgiving, right? Definition 2A, something that secures praise or renown. 2B, a distinguished quality or asset, right? You could see definition this being used in a sentence. The glory of the city is its Gothic cathedral, right? Right, 3A, state of great gratification or exaltation, a height of prosperity or achievement. What are things that only the Most High has achieved in this life or in any life that nobody else could have, right? Going as well, right? So we understand what the word glory means when we get in the online etymology as well. Right, this is the word glory in a noun, going from it in a noun sense, right, from the 1200th century. The splendor of God or Mashiach, praise offered to power, worship, Old French glory, glory of God, worldly honor, renown, splendor, magnificence or pomp. From the 11th century, modern French glory, from Latin gloria, fame. So things you're famous for, things that you have notoriety for, renown, great praise, renown, things you are known for, or honor, right, word of certain origin, the etymology, noria, knowledge, fame, to naros, known, and norare, has been acknowledged by some scholars and rejected by others in its favor, speak the semantics of words for glory, which in Indo-European societies mostly have to do with spoken praise, reputation by hearsay, right? The things we have heard about this man, right? Against assumed etymology speaking the phonetics, right? Meaning one who is a source of glory. It is from mid-14th century also in Middle English. Thirst for glory, vain glory, pride, boasting, vanity. Late 14th century. Oh, Salakia, scroll on, Salakia, right? Late 14th century, right, in English meaning worldly honor, fame, renown. Latin also has a gloriola, a little fame. Glory days was in use by 1970. Old glory for the American flag is first attested 1862, right? Let's see. The Christian senses are from the Latin words used in the Bible to translate Greek doxa, expectation, oma, right? Later an opinion, judgment, and later still opinion others have of one, good or bad, fame, right? Glory, which was used in biblical writing to translate a Hebrew word which had a sense of brightness, splendor, magnificence, majesty of outward appearance. Right? The religious use has colored that word's meaning in most European tongues. Volda was an Old English word used in this sense. And when we go to the glory verb, right, we see in mid-14th century to rejoice, so something that someone can rejoice in about themselves, right? Now always within, from Old French glorier, glorify, pride oneself on, boast about, right? And directly from Latin gloriare, which in classical usage meant to boast, vaunt, brag, pride oneself, right? So what are things that only the Most High could boast about, brag about, or pride himself on? Characteristics and qualities that only he has, right? We're gonna head into 7 of them, right? We're gonna do the first 3 here as a video on its own, and then we're gonna do the next 4 in a part 2 to this lesson, right? So what is the first thing that the Most High could boast about in this life that nobody else is famous for or has any renown for? First thing we're gonna get into his omnipresence, which what would suggest the meaning or understanding of his name, right? If you could give me it, Daniel 7, I'm going to read from verse 9.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down,
Right.
and the Ancient of Days did sit.
Now, who is the Ancient of Days? Well, ancient goes back into time. Sorry, ancient goes back into before, and days goes back into time. The Ancient of Days is the one who existed before time existed. And who could only that be? It's Yahawah. Right? He created time. So for he to create time when he was around, I say when he is around, right? Time didn't exist to him. He doesn't have an age. Nobody knew when he started because he doesn't have a start. He doesn't have an end. He just exists as his name would suggest. We're gonna go into it. But go ahead.
Talk on. Daniel 7 and 9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire.
Going into that word ancient, Hebrew 6268 is the Hebrew word Itayak, right? Itayak, right? It goes into ancient, advanced, aged, old, taken away, right? So advanced, right? And when you go into the online, sorry, hit me online. When you go into the Strongs, it's the Hebrew Strong 6267, same Itayak, which when you go into the Strong's definition, it goes into what? Antique, right? Now, and we know again, days having to do with time. He is the man, or the being, I would say, that has existed even before time existed. Everybody else and everything else, every other creation that exists in the universe has a time that it existed from, a beginning, and some of them gonna have an end. Esau and Edom, right? But that is not the case for the Most High Yahawah, right? If you could go ahead. Same Daniel 7:9.
Yeah, Daniel 7 and 9 again from top. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as, white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire.
As a burning fire, right? If you could jump down to verse 13.
Daniel 7:13, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him.
And if you could jump down to verse 22.
Daniel 7:22, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
Right, so what? Those three times in which a being was referenced as the Ancient of Days, that could only be speaking of one being that has ever existed. And who is that being? That being is the Most High, Yahawah, right? And again, as we know the definition and the understanding behind what his name means, it means he is. He exists. He, the existing one. Only he could have that name because he's the only one who could live out that omen of being the one that currently existing. Right? If you could read it there, Hebrews 11 and 6.
And Hebrews 11 and verse 6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahawah must believe that he is.
That must believe that he is, which is what the meaning behind his name, the omen that his name carries. Again, understanding the principle behind omen. The name is a sign. The name is a prophecy, a foreteller of who this person is. The only person who could have the name Yahawah is Yahawah himself. He's the only one, not the only one who could have it, but the only one who's able to live it out. The glory of his name only belongs to him. Go ahead.
And he, that he is a reward of them that diligently seek him.
Now what? Does he fit the bill and criteria that his name would suggest? Yes, he does. If you could go back to that Exodus, if you go Exodus 6 and 3.
Look at Exodus chapter 6 and verse 3.
And if you want to go in the online, not online, sorry, the my sword, because you want to go into that word there, YAHAWAH.
Go right?
Yeah, in the my sword. Okay, you want to go into that word YAHAWAH. Go read the precept, you go into the word.
Right. In the book of Exodus chapter 6 and verse 3.
Right.
And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty.
By the title, he was renowned for that title that he has. Right.
But by my name YAHAWAH,
By my given name,
YAHAWAH, was I not known to them.
Right, I'm going into that word YAHAWAH. Right. Again, Hebrew 3068. It's saying Jehovah, but we know it's really YAHAWAH. Right. The existing one. When you go to the origin from Hebrew 1961, and you see what is the word Hayah, what does it go into? To be, become, come to pass, exist, happen, fall out. Right? Go definition 3. To be, to exist, to be in existence, to abide, remain, continue. So what? He was, he is, and he will be. He is the only one that can live out the omen of the nomen YAHAWAH. Right? If you could give me Job 33 and 6.
You look at Job.
Not 6, not 6, 33 and 26. Like, yeah.
You look at Job chapter 33 and verse 26.
No, 36. 36.
Job 36 and 6.
36 and 26. So like, yeah.
Now you look at Job chapter 36 and verse 26. Behold, YAHAWAH is great, and we know him not, neither can the number of his years be searched out.
So nobody don't know how old this being is in existence, because if you really want to maths, he don't have an age.
Yeah,
He's somebody that has existed before any of us have existed, and he still don't have an age. He don't. Right? Today reading this in the BBE and reading this in the Easy English as well. First BBE, truly power is great, greater than all our knowledge. The number of his years may not be searched out. And reading this in Easy English, power is so great that we cannot know him completely. We do not know how long he has lived. And he is the only being in existence that his existence cannot be tracked. We do not know when this man has existed, when his existence began. All we know is that he exists. Right? If you could give me Psalms chapter 102, and you could read from verse 24.
Look at Psalms 102 and verse 24. I said, O my power, take me not away in the midst of my days. Thy years are throughout all generations.
Right, go read till verse 27.
Of old hast thou laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the work of thy hands.
Right.
They shall perish, but thou shalt endure.
Right, so again his glories, right? The earth abided forever, and even the earth gone perish. If it had a perish, the earth would perish before the Most High would ever cease to exist. That is how great the Most High is. That's something that he made to exist forever, and that should never be vanquished. It would be vanquished before he would stop existing. That is how glorious the Most High is. Go ahead.
Verse 26. They shall perish, but thou shalt endure. Yea, all of them shall wax old like a garment. As a vesture shall thou change them, and they shall be changed. But thou art the same, and thy years shall have no end.
What Malachi 3 and 6, I am YAHAWAH, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. The same yesterday, today, and forevermore. That is YAHAWAH.
And right? I spirit too, because they say what? All of them shall wax old. That line you know right there, the father name old.
Mm-hmm.
He's a young man.
Right.
At least. I can't say he's a young man. Because you told him apply to him because you outside of that as well. Because I don't measure you by time. But like if we compare him to something, whether he be old or young, he would be young. He would be looking young.
So come on, the Most High don't age. Because he don't have one. He don't have an age. Right? Something that exists. We do not know anything about it as it pertains to his time that he has existed for. Because he's existed even before time. The rules of physical reality and time does not apply to Yahawah. Even in the kingdom, we know we're going to be immortal. But even that, timed. Revelation 20. And they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years. We know the 1,000 years, it not after the 1,000 years, the immortality not gonna stop. But what? There's even a time period checking the first 1,000 years. So what? We could look back in time and see when that started. We could see when immortality ended. And not immortality ended, when the mortality ended. Right? Because all that is going to be just like a bad dream. First Corinthians say, well, we shall put off the mortal, put on the immortal. If it wasn't First Corinthians, it was Ezra. So what? We could
More
even...
times.
Right, so we could even tell you when the mortality ended, when the immortality began. Could you say that for the Most High? Exactly. The glory, the renowned, one of the character traits that the Most High has, that only He has, began with His name, His existence. He exists. His nomen, the omen of His nomen could only be lived out or succeeded by Him. So that's the first glory that the Most High has, is the glory of being able to live out His name. Only He could live out the name that He has. Nobody else can, because what? He is. Right? What is another glory of the Most High that we know He has, but what nobody else really has? It's what? His omnipotence. Think of His actions. If you give me Isaiah 45, from verse 5.
45 and verse 5.
Right? What does it mean to be all powerful? Right? Omnipotent, omni going into all potence power. What does it mean to have all power? And can anybody else have that glory? No. The Most High is the only all-powerful being in existence. All power is of Yahawah. Even when we think about it, we know Yahawah Shai has all power. Revelation make mention of Him as the Almighty. Right? Some books literally have it that He said it in the red, and in some books it's written in black, so it's as though John said it. Even Isaiah 9 makes mention of Him being the mighty God. But when you read Matthew 28, what does it say? All power is given unto me.
From the Father.
So if He is all powerful, who made Him like that? It was the one who's really all powerful. Again, we just read it in Exodus 6, where it say, I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of what? Power Almighty. His power is almighty. Go ahead.
Isaiah 45 and 5. I am YAHAWAH, and there is none else. There is no power beside me.
So, and again, God goes into power, right? There's no might, there's no ability, there's no strength, there's no substance besides Him. Go ahead.
And greater did thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west, that there is none beside me. I am YAHAWAH, and there is none else. I form the light, and I create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, YAHAWAH, do all these things.
If you could go over it as well.
Drop down the heavens from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness, and the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, YAHAWAH, have created
So
it.
anything good, anything bad, anything going on in the earth today is the Most High get His say so for it to happen. And He created it. He is the Almighty. And only He could be. If you give me...
Drop down to verse 11. Thus saith YAHAWAH, the Holy One of Israel, and His Maker, ask me of things ask me of things to come concerning my sons, and concerning the work of my hands, commanding me. I have made the heavens, like I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their hosts have I commanded.
Oh, that could even be our next glory we could head into as well. He is the creator. He is the creator, right? But what? If you get him Isaiah 43, I'm going to read from verse 11.
Isaiah 43 and 11. Even I am Yahawah, and beside me there is no Savior. I have declared and I have saved. I have shewed when there was no strange idol among you. Therefore ye are my witnesses, saith Yahawah, that I am power.
Ooh, saith Yahawah that I am God. Because what? Again, we that went into to the brother Abana, going into the depths of the meaning of the Most High, of the Most High's name, Salakia, right? What we understand is that the Most High's name also serves as a title, as an title that is an introductory to his titles. Because when the Most High says his name, it means I am. But when we say his name, it means he is. So what? He is God. When you read in scriptures, it said what? The Lord our God. But we know that Lord, as we just went into it, the Hebrew Strong's 3068 goes back into what he is. Right? So when we say in the Most High's name, we say what? He is our God. He is the Almighty, because what? His name is an introduction to the titles that he carries. But what? When he uses it, he says what? I am. Again, verse 11. Even I am the I am. Right? So what? When we read in verse 12 here, I am said that I am God. He is God. Right? Go ahead, verse 13.
Yeah, before the day was, I am he.
Again, speaking of his ancientness, so before time was, he existed.
So they go into day, it means time, it refers to time.
Right.
Guess what? Before time was, I am he, and there's none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it?
So when he says, who shall let it? I gonna do what I want. Is there somebody that has to allow me to do that? No, there's no allotments for the actions that I take or the things that I do. I do what the fuck I want. You're not allowing me to do anything. I allow you to do things. Again, 2 Thessalonians. He who letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. But who's the only one that can let? It's Yahawah. Right? So now, going down again, if you could give me Isaiah 14. Again, heading into the or understanding the omnipotence of Yahawah. Again, we mentioned that what he is the only one who is letting. Nobody allows Yahawah to do anything. Yahawah allows us to exist.
Yeah, you swear that no man say until what he who let it will let until what he be taken out of the way.
Exactly.
Nobody is allowed to do anything unless Yahawah gives his say so.
Ordains it.
Until his son and all they know that. I do not my own will, I do the will of him that sent me. Even when Yahawah shall pray, the Almighty Lord, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, ask the Father for something and he then allowed. Who the fuck is you to allow anything or do anything without he say so?
Second greatest being in existence only did what the first greatest being in existence wanted. But somehow you are free will.
Somehow he and the first greatest being on the same level of power.
No making no sense.
It's shaking, man.
Not making no sense. Go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 26. This is the purpose that is purpose upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations.
Whose hand is that? Yahawah. Proverbs, I believe, is 25. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahawah, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will exalt a man. If not 25, 21. Salakia.
21.
Yeah, he will exalt a man to kingly authority in this earth and to give him so much power over all the beings in existence in the earth today.
And
that is the power that the Most High have.
And then bring him down when he see fit.
And whatever actions a king would take, it is all under the control of Yahawah. Again, the Karama would have broken that down. When it says the king's heart is in the hand of Yahawah, When something is in your hand, it is in your what?
Your power, your will.
Your control. So there's nothing that is not in the hand of Yahawah. He controls all of it. Right, God?
Verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
For Yahawah of hosts had purpose, and who shall disannul it?
Who
And
could stop it? Who could cancel it?
And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?
Let me just read that real quick. Let me see what translation is saying in the BDE, what it's saying in the Easy English. For it is the purpose of Yahawah's armies, and who will make it of no effect? When his hand is stretched out, by whom may it turn back? Easy English, it is the plan of Yahawah of many armies. Nobody can change it. So what, it cannot be disannulled. Nobody can amend that, right? He has lifted up his hand. Nobody can change it. And that is what only a glory that the Most High Yahawah has. Nobody else could say them could commit actions in the earth that nobody could stop. Only Yahawah can say that about himself, right? So what we understand at the Most High, beginning with his name, it denotes that he is omnipresent, ever existing, right? He doesn't have an age, he doesn't have a beginning, he doesn't have an end, right? And then what we understand his omnipotence, his actions. He is all powerful. If he has purposed that purpose in this earth, there is nobody and nothing that can stop him. So what we understand is omnipresence, we understand his omnipotence, but he's also omniscient, right? It have things in this earth that only he knows and nobody else knows. Perfect example, the day when the sun coming back. Nobody else know when that's gonna be. Ask one. Like just an example we could pull of what of his omniscience, right? Of knowing everything that goes on or will go on or has happened. Only Yahweh can say that. Go ahead. From verse 6.
Is it Acts 1?
Acts 1, yeah.
It's Acts 1 and 6.
Just an example showing you that something that the Most High knows that nobody else does. Right.
Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which Yahawah the Father had put in his own power.
Had put in his own power. So what he has determined that there are things that only he knows and nobody else is gonna know. Right?
Go
ahead.
In Mark 13, I read from verse 30. Verily I say unto you that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father, Yahawah.
So only Father knows of the day when the Son of Man is come. Right? Waiters. And we know this truth because what? It is the glory of power to conceal a thing, the honor of kings is to search it out. But what if you could give me the book of Ecclesiastes 8 and 7, it have some things here that the Most High has determined cannot be searched out by man. Go ahead. 8 and 17, Salakia.
In the book of Ecclesiastes 8 and 17, then I beheld all the work of Yahawah at him. You get?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Ecclesiastes 8 and 17, then I beheld all the work of Yahawah, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun, because though a man labor to seek it out, yet he shall not find it. Yea, further, though a wise man think to know it, yet shall he not be able to find it.
Reading this in the BDE and then in the Easy English. Then I saw the work of power, and that man may not get knowledge of the work which is done under the sun. Because if a man gives hard work to search, he will not get knowledge. Even if the wise man seems to be coming to the end of his search, still will he be without knowledge. Reading this in the Easy English. Then I saw all the things that power has done. Nobody can really understand the things that happen on the earth. That is what I discovered. We may be very wise. We may try many times to learn more and more. We may learn many things, but there will still be things that we will not understand. Example, the whole omnipresent thing again of the Most High. For a human mind to try to map or understand or wrap your head around understanding what the fuck that means. You ain't never gonna find out the understanding and way it mean to exist, but don't have a beginning or an end. Right? Only the Most High could really understand that again when you go into the word know. It goes into the Hebrew word yada, which is what? To know by experience. Only the Most High knows by experience what it is to be omnipresent. Nobody else could really understand that. Why? Because nobody else have that glory to say they ever live it. Right? If you could give me Isaiah 46. If you didn't get something, yeah, go ahead, Salah.
Jeremiah 31 and verse 35. Thus saith Yahawah, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yahawah of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith Yahawah, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. And what the Lord said, what the ordinances are he set not going to change. The ordinances are the sun, the moon, and the stars don't change. As Sirach 33, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken.
Go ahead.
Verse 37. Thus saith Yahawah, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel, for all that they have done, saith Yahawah.
So even so that I know him to cut you off, so that just to add to what you're saying, even the glory of creation ultimately belongs to him. We know that he gave the blueprint to the ones who created the earth. That's why he was able, Genesis 2 and 4, to walk in the earth.
2 and 4.
And what? And say what? Or not 2 and 4. 2 and 4 would have been the first time that he would have seen his name mentioned in the scripture. But in Genesis 2, he beheld the work which they created and made, and he said, it is good, meaning what? It was according to his plan and to his blueprint. Everything that was purposed on the earth and everything that had a purpose that had to be made was made for the exact purpose which it was made for. Go ahead.
Yeah, the point I'm going to make for that is this. Book of Psalms 83 chapter, what the heathen try to do what? Remove Israel from being a people. But according to the Father here, the only way them could do that is if they could measure heaven, which they can't do.
And
only he did. If they can measure the earth, depth of the earth, they can't do. They're still trying to do till this day.
So lucky, I'm not to cut you off, but just to say, as I said, measure. Think about it. It's a blueprint. He literally measured the heavens.
He laid the foundations of the earth.
Like what technical drawing? He literally do the drawings of existence.
So he gonna know where he put everything.
And what? And he created it. Yeah, he created a being who created the beings, which was able to create the creation that he drew. Well, you could wrap your head around that. Come on, man. Only that the glory of being the man who drew the blueprint for existence belongs to Yahawah.
And then you will take someone and come here and say, well, the Father try to understand me. Fuck you, well.
You mean like he don't understand you? He creates you, he know exactly what you here for.
Like whoever understand, not to cut you off, whoever understanding you have, he paid in your head.
And what? That we're gonna get into the omnipotence or something?
Yeah, there's Sirach 43. Read. I could read higher. I read 43 and 5 and then jump down to verse 10. Sirach 43 and 5. Great is Yahawah that made it, and at his commandment run it hastily, jumping out to verse 10. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their what? So like stand in their order.
Meaning what the ordinances he created, the sky, the clouds, the sun, the moon. You know, I see the moon fucking not mooning, the moon mooning, because that is what it was created for. Go ahead.
And never faint in their watches.
Never faint in their watches, showing you what? That creation and things that are therein bears witness to the things that happen on the earth.
The scripture says the sun and the moon do bear witness.
I think it's in the same Jeremiah to the one you was now reading.
So
what? Showing you what? That even the creation is a witness to the Creator. So what? Esau can't claim to be God. Why? Because the things that were created by God knows who created them. What the fuck you talking about? Romans 8 make mention of what? The whole creation groaning together to wit the redemption of what? Or the manifestation, Salakia, of the sons of power. So what? The creation know who the real gods are. Not Esau, not nobody else. What? The creation understands who created them or created it. And it was not Esau. Again, who has to get that glory? Yahawah. Basham Yahushai. Ultimately, Yahawah being the one who drew the blueprint. Go ahead. You get you? Alright, I small thing. If you could give me Isaiah 46 and 10 again, going into his omniscience.
Isaiah 46 and 10. I read from 9.
Okay.
Isaiah 46 and 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am I am power and there is none else. I am power and there is none like me.
He is power. There is none like him.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, even that statement again, there is none like him. Is there anybody who is truly like the Most High? No. Else he wouldn't be the Most High.
That's some that made in the form and fashion.
Exactly.
Are you talking about,
some of them in an image of him. Example, Yahweh shall be the perfect image of him.
Scripture also say that.
When you see me, you see the Father.
No, that one, man. Right there, Genesis 9 and 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of power made he man.
Exactly. So the Most High has people made in his image in existence, right? But is there anybody who could truly say they are like the Most High?
Because like watching a reflection. If you're watching a mirror, it will reflect you. That image will be the image of you, but is that you?
That is a Yapa point in our breakdown there. The image is a reflection. So the reflection is an image of you. But the person who is standing up, facing the reflection, is the real thing. That is Yahweh. He is the real thing. But what everything else is an imitation, a reflection of an image casted of him. But it is not him. Go ahead.
And most times, some of them are not a cheap imitation, as in Yahweh Shai.
Exactly.
Yahweh Shai was literally giving me power to do the things his Father has done.
Exactly. All power is given unto me. Go ahead.
Isaiah 46 and 10 declaring the end from the beginning. No one else is able to name the Son. The Son can tell you when the end coming. Because the end will not come when he comes, and he cannot tell you that. The angels can't tell you that.
And that again, the glory of that only pertains to Yahweh. Right?
And from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, say, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Exactly. My counsel can't stand, and I'm going to do all it is I want to do. Why? Because he knows everything that is going to be done. He had already written it to be done. If you give me Job 21, again, omniscience of the Most High. He's the only one who could say he is what? All knowing. Job 21:22.
Job 21 and verse 22. Shall any teach power and knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high?
So, can you really teach the Most High anything? That is not possible. Because anything to be known, anything that is known in knowledge or in existence, again, when we go back to science, means what? To know. Any knowledge in the earth that exists or exists in existence, period. Forget the earth. We know it has places more than the earth out here. He created them.
My father's house here and many mansions, and what the earth is but his footstool.
So if the earth is a footstool in a man's house, he don't have chairs and a TV. He'd have a case of bears there. Where's that? Exactly. You don't know none of them things. So we going to teach the Most High. He can't teach you nothing. He is the literal creator. He created knowledge. Wait, when you go into the book of Sirach, it talks about the creation of wisdom. Yes, no, I think that's Sirach 24.
Yeah, 24, 8.
Let me see. Sirach 24, verse 8. I'll read that. Let me see.
Yeah, jump.
No,
Because
this
go
one
higher.
I think it's searched out. Searched out. Let's see.
Search out the ways.
Or who had found her, the founder of wisdom or something like that. See real quick.
Sirach. Let's get that real quick. Sirach. I think I won, right?
Let me see. Found.
Sirach 1.
Sirach 1, read it.
Yeah, read from 2.
The book of Sirach, chapter 1, and reading from verse 2, who can number the sand of the sea, which is all these things are knowledge, things you can know. Right? Knowledge is anything you could know. And the Most High knows these things. The drops of rain and the days of eternity. Who can find out the height of heaven and the breadth of the earth, the deep, and wisdom? Who could find this out? Well, chiefly it was the one who created it, YAHAWAH. Right? Wisdom had been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from the everlasting, again going back to that omnipresence who is the everlasting. The word of power, Most High YAHAWAH, is the fountain of wisdom. So what? Wisdom is the words of the Most High.
And we know that
Words.
that would ultimately come back to being who Yahawashi, because
Exactly, if wisdom had to be embodied.
it would be Yahawashi, because you say what wisdom.
Even it would be, it is.
It is embodied in Yahawashi, because what wisdom had been created before all things. As I check, the beginning of the creation of Yahweh is Yahawashi.
Exactly. Right? So what here? Words is like what? Words is an expression or a manifestation of thoughts that you have. Again, when you go into the senses that the Most High gave to the creation, sight, seeing, taste, touch, smell, that what thought, the interpretation of the cogitations thereof, He gave them speech. So what? Speech is a way to manifest or reveal the things that are in your mind. Who was the first one able to do
The scripture
that?
says it was spoken and so shall it be done.
And who is the one word more powerful than anybody else? YAHAWAH. He was the first one that speak. And He gave you the ability to speak. So if He has knowledge, He was the first one that have it. Not if He does have knowledge, He was the first one who had it all, and He just gave you a sliver of it. Go ahead.
Jump down to 7.
Verse 7, unto whom had the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest, and who had understood her great experience.
Verse 8.
Verse 8, there is one wise. There is one wise and greatly to be feared, YAHAWAH sitting upon His throne. He created knowledge. He created knowledge. Right? He did finish with the Isaiah 46.
Yes,
And we did read the Job 21, 22.
Yeah.
If you could just give me Deuteronomy 29, 29 real quick. And then we're going to, in fact, even before you read that, we close with that. But just to give you an example of the Most High being omnipotent. Right? And showing His omnipotent. Sorry, not potent. So like it's omniscience and showing it, right? A manifestation of this we could find in scriptures. If you give me a second, it was 14 from 1.
In second, it was 14 and 1.
Good.
And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat and woke. And behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, Here am I, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet.
Right.
Then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses.
Now we know this is an angel, right? And specifically, I hope I'm butchering this if I'm wrong, Salakia, but I believe I hear the breakdown that the angel who would have appeared himself or shown himself unto Moses is the angel who was dealing with Moses the whole time through Exodus, that angel being Yahawah,
Mhm.
right? But what? We know Yahawah came in the name of whom?
His father,
Right, so it's
Yahawah.
like what? Yahawah spoke to Moses as though Yahawah was speaking to
Or on
Moses
behalf of
on
Yahawah.
behalf of Yahawah, right? Being his chief messenger. Go ahead.
And talked with him when my people served in Egypt.
Right?
I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to the mount where I held him by me a long season.
So what the 40 days, 40 nights. And what was
It
he
just
doing?
happened twice, by the way.
Right, it happened twice exactly. And what did he do when he was with Moses in those 40 days, 40 nights in the month? What did he show Moses?
Okay,
Did he
go
just
back.
show him the 10 commandments and the
Because
613 laws? No, he didn't.
Because that
I
would
was
make
going to
it.
show you. So
That would make people that is what make people when you watch the Ten Commandments movie, people would watch that and think, well, he just went up there, collect the two tablets as son and went back down. But that don't make no sense, because you always have to remember this. The person who wrote the book of Genesis is Moses.
And how was he even able to do that?
Because people don't really understand that without the spirit that proves the canonicity, or prove that the Apocrypha should be canon. Why? Because without this, you ain't gonna understand
How
Moses was able to write the book of Genesis. You
Because we
wouldn't
know
be able to
Genesis.
understand that.
We know Genesis happened before Moses.
A
And
good period before Moses, because
Generations.
4 generations passed before Moses come on the scene, and even then, it's 80 years passed before Moses get the visions.
So what? How could a man write a story that he was not present there to see? Because even going off at the time span of man, Moses would be dead even if he was in the time of Genesis. Let me say he was there from start to finish after the first 7,000 years, with the fact that he even see that is a big great conundrum that the Most High showed him. Wait, it's so even let me say from after the flood, let me just go from after the flood up until the time Joseph and them was in Egypt, this new Pharaoh rise up who knew not Joseph, right? Just to live from that time to that time, he would have been dead. He would have been dead long before he was even able to reach the Exodus part. So how could he write a story that he was not there to see? Well, 2 Ezra chapter 14 tells you, well,
Verse 5, and told him many wondrous things, and shewed him the secrets of the
the
times.
secrets of the time, meaning what the things that a man couldn't possibly know, like things that happened before him. Go ahead.
And the end, and commanded him, saying.
So the secrets of the time, speaking of what the beginning, and then what he showed in the end of time as well, right? And if you could, the verse 6 here, these, right, commanded him, saying, these words shall thou declare, and these shall thou hide, right? So now what? We saw the story, or we saw the explanation behind how Moses was able to even write the book of Genesis, and we even got more that what Moses didn't just saw the beginning of time and the creation of the world, but what he also saw the end. So even the stories, and as his stories, rather the prophecies, right? The prophecies that John wrote about in Revelation, Moses knew it. Even the prophecies that Ezra, you're going to see Ezra write about in 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16, Moses saw it as well. He just was not commissioned to write it, right? Or if he was commissioned to write it, he wasn't commissioned to what? Show it to the congregation. He said, what? These shall thou declare, and these shall thou hide. The Lord had a mission for Moses just to declare his law. Everything else he didn't need to say, and he didn't say, right? So now, you have it in New English. Yeah, go ahead.
The 2nd Ezra 14 and 5 in the New English Bible. I told him many wonders, showing him the secrets of the ages and the end of time, and instructed him what to make known and what to conceal.
So what? He told them what to say and what not to say. So that's why Moses in right revelation. He could have if he wanted to. But rather, if he wanted to, he could have, because he was able to, because he knew it, but he didn't do it. Why? Because the Most High didn't want him to, right? And what? That's the whole MO and the Most High. Again, the glory of the Most High is to reveal that. So it's to make things hidden. The honor of kings is to what? Search out the matter. If you could give me Deuteronomy 29 and verse 29.
Close notice.
Yeah, and I'll read it in the BBE and in, well, they don't have an easy English translation. Go ahead.
Alright, Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong unto Yahawah, our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us, unto our children forever, that we may do all the words of his law.
Exactly. So what the Most High could have kept his omniscience to himself and kept all knowledge to himself, but what he revealed these secret things unto his people who look for.
And the scripture
The
says,
things that are
pleasing unto Yahawah are made known unto us.
Give not the glory, nor the things that are profitable unto thee, unto what? A strange nation. The knowledge of the Most High, he gave it to us. BBE, the secret things are the Lord Yahawah, our powers. But the things which have been made clear are ours and our children's forever. So the knowledge that the Most High decided he wanted to give to his creation, specifically the nation of Israel, is belong to us. But what the secret things are his. It is what the glory, it is the MO, it is the characteristical trait of the Most High, to hide and conceal things.
But in easy English, eh?
But what the honor of a king is to search it out, Salak. This one, which have been made clear ours and our children's forever, so that we may do all the words of this law, God.
Ladies and verse 29 easy English. Some secret things belong only to Yahawah, our power. He does not tell us about those things, but he has told us many other things.
Ooh.
These things belong to us and to our children for all time, so that we may obey all his rules.
So what is the glory of the Most High? Firstly, beginning, because we're going to do a part 2 in this. Even doing this video, I get more points. We can literally do more videos on. But we just listed 3. We detailed the glory of his omnipresence, the glory of his omnipotence, and the glory of his omniscience. Right? 7 glories that belong to the Most High. We did 3. We're going to do 4 in the part 2. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and that you were edified. In closing, we like to say, Kala Yahawah,
Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Kodash.
Like to give double honors, double unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, surely do well. To the men standing by the highways and byways, pushing this doctrine, like to say, Shalom.
Shalom.
And even unto the sincere awkward, the sisters who sit listening to these lessons in silence, subjection, and obedience unto their husbands, we like to say, Shalom.
Shalom.
This is a couple of brothers here from the Heroes of YAHAWAH camp,
Brother Hanana
and the brother Maya Shala. Until next time, we like to say,
Shalom. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.